So I got this comment right here on my last video where JB said he already spent $350 on 5 different controllers. Yo, JB, already, bro? Like, what you doing over there, champ? 5 different controllers? The system hasn't even been out that long, bro. Like, what you doing? I got an edge on the gameplay, create my own style. What up, PS5 gang? Alright, so I have to admit I was wrong about this controller. The PS5 DualSense Edge controller here is good, but it does have one thing that I want to point out that has been a pain point of mine, and this is the battery life. Now, with me only getting about 5 hours per charge. Now, you're probably like, well, what type of gamer are you, C-Kid? Well, I'm about to tell you. Now, I'm the type of person out here that likes to play games like Call of Duty. So I'm no stranger to putting in crazy hours, getting them dubs with my bros, CJ from CJ Knows Tech and my guy Terry Warfield. Make sure y'all, by the way, check their channels out. Super fly creators, man. I'll have them down in the description section below. Now, I also like to play a whole lot of God of War, Uncharted, and other AAA titles. Now, most of the time we'll get online and we'll boot up and we'll play for several hours during my gaming. And most of the time, mid-game sometimes, I'll have to just plug it in, continue to keep playing because the battery on this controller has died. And literally, right now, this controller battery is dead. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Well, C-Kid, just plug it in, bro, and you're gonna be good to go. Because I saw a lot of you guys commented that on my last video, in my 1 week later review, and I have to be honest with you guys. I'm more of a wireless type of guy. I don't really like to be playing my games and be wired in. I'm too over the top and animated for that when I'm gaming, because if I die because I ran out of bullets and forgot to reload my gun, then it's rage season up in here. Plus, I like the freedom to be able to move around in my space. But on the flip side of that, I do like the fact that the braided cable that comes with this controller is crazy super long. So at least I don't have to necessarily be right up here up close on the screen in order for me to keep playing. But Sony, if you're listening to this video in the next go round, let's do like one of the two things, right? Let's either give us a larger battery in this controller right here, or give us like maybe like a wireless portable battery bank that can connect right onto the back of this controller. I feel like that'd be kind of dope to extend the life of this controller. Kind of really like what Apple does with their MagSafe portable battery bank that can really make your phone last pretty much all day. Either way, Sony, I need more battery life. I got an edge on the gameplay, create my own style. Now, besides the battery life, this controller to me is a W if you looking to purchase this controller. There is a lot, and I mean a lot of good things that I have to say about this controller. Now, the first thing I want to update you guys on is the build quality. How has this controller held up over time? Now, I'll say this, and this is personally coming from somebody who loves gaming. I need Sony to give us an all black option because although, don't get me wrong, I'm an avid hand washer and I'm pretty sure you guys are too. These white controllers right here, they just show dirt from buildup of natural oils on your hands. Now, I don't mind actually wiping mine down every now and then, but when I play with my all black controller that I got right here, I don't really have these issues. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably dirt on here too, but it's not as prevalent and it's like not as obvious like it is when I actually am gaming on an all white Pro controller. So Sony, again, if you're listening, give us an all black option. But so far, build quality has been good from a quality standpoint. I haven't really had anything break on mine just yet, and everything is working like it did literally on day one. And that's with me even dropping this controller on this floor a couple times, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought I broke it one time, but you know, still held up like a champ. And I'm also looking for a rug, and I need help with that. So let me know if y'all got some recommendations below. I got an edge on the gameplay, create my own style. Now the next thing I want to dive into is the software. Now to me, if you guys are a PS5 owner, this is 100% the reason why I would buy this controller over something like the Battle Beaver or any other competitor controller. The software, guys, makes it easy to be able to switch between profiles and reassign the buttons and even the paddles to whatever you guys want them to be. Now, I got my paddles out of this one, but whatever you guys want it to be, depending on the game you guys are playing. It's just really intuitive, especially if you guys are already familiar with navigating the PS5 menu options. And my favorite thing about the software, guys, is let's say, for example, I got multiple profiles, right? Like, let's say I play Call of Duty, and then I also got a God of War profile. When I use the quick resume to be able to quickly hop into another game, being able to just hold down these function buttons that's right here on the front and just switch to that profile so quick, it's just so convenient, man, and it's clutch. Now, the software to me gets a 10 out of 10 every single time. Now, in my last video, I have to retract my statement about not liking that you can't really program more than 3 additional profiles stored on the controller. Now, I take that back because after using it over a month, now I realize that a total of 4, including the default profile, literally is more than enough. Because let's be honest, who out there is playing more than 4 games at a time? And if you are, let me tell you right now, you're a real superhero because you just got way too much time on your hands. Because once you start a game and you start a new one, I'm literally overriding that profile and removing that game from my system to save on storage. And I just go back and I remap that profile slot that I had on that controller for a new game. Now, storage issues with the PS5, don't even get me started on that because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a different struggle for a different day. Now, another thing I forgot to mention earlier and that I'm still not happy about, but I understand it, and that is the price. Again, this controller here is $200. Being that this controller is damn near half the cost or around the price of the console in itself, it's kind of crazy for one single controller. Like, let's just be honest here. But on the flip side of that, I get it because the amount of tech in this controller is next level type ish. And another reason I get it is because they just honestly just being competitive in pricing with what's going down in the current market. And if I'm being honest, y'all, I came to the realization that if they can get away with having us pay $200 for a single controller, then by all means, Sony, I ain't hating, get your bag. But one thing I want to make sure you guys understand before you go out and spend your $200 on this controller, and I mentioned this in my 1 week update video, and that is just because you buy this controller right here, it's not just all of a sudden gonna make you a better player. If you were trash before the sticks with this controller, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be trash on the sticks after this controller. So if I just saved you $200 with that statement, then comment a fire emoji in the comments right now. Bars. I got an edge on the gameplay, create my own style. Now, one thing that I'm sure most of y'all out there are wondering, have I experienced any controller drift since buying this over a month ago? And yeah, I know they have given us the whole swappable controller sticks now. And although I still personally don't like the fact that they gave us that option versus just fixing the issue in the first place. And some of y'all in the other video in my comments was literally just talking. Y'all was just talking out the side of y'all neck saying, well, this issue can't be fixed because the manufacturing facilities. I was like, bruh, stop with the cap. You don't know what you're talking about and you don't know if it can or can't be fixed. Like, how you know? But at least in the grand scheme of it, they gave us a much cheaper solution, and I can respect that, having to shell out $20 versus $60 or $70 on a brand new controller. So I respect that and I can appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, I haven't experienced any controller drifting after using this controller for 1 month. Everything from the paddles to the joysticks are still going strong like they did on day one. I always say this, as long as your boy's still getting Call of Duty wins, hey, then the controller's all right with me. Now, I do have some special settings that I have done with this controller here, and I was really gonna share that and show that in this video, but I figured I'll just go ahead and ask you guys, is that something that you guys would like to see me do here on the channel? If so, I can make sure I do a video on that and show y'all my exact controller setup and basically showing you how it's supposed to be. So if you guys want me to do that video, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get that on the channel. I got an edge on the gameplay, create my own style. But should you guys get this controller? I know that's the question you probably are wondering. I mean, if you haven't really gotten it by now that I like this controller, then honestly, you really haven't been listening. But yeah, this controller here is a definite go if you guys are looking to tap into your true gamer side, because you're getting a grade A software that works flawlessly. You're getting build quality that's top level. I'm getting no issues with controller drifting after several weeks of using this. And I mean, on some hardcore gameplay type stuff, as well as the paddles are still functioning smooth. I think if you guys out there were to buy this controller right now, you will not be disappointed, since it is something you're already familiar with when it comes to the shape and the design. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Squad. Now I'm about to go play some Call of Duty. Edge on the gameplay, create my own style. I switch the paddles, that's the right way. Braided with the cables, not